What is up, YouTube? In this video, I am going to talk about my top 5 books that actually helped me improve my creative career. If you're new to the channel, my name is Marcel. I'm a freelance photographer and filmmaker from Germany. I specialize in sports and storytelling, and I have a background in advertising. I just recently started this YouTube channel to basically teach everything that I know so that we all can get better together. Today, I want to talk about books, specifically books for people that pursue a creative career. Now, my point of view on those books is obviously going to be the point of view of a freelance photographer and filmmaker. However, I do believe that the principles from those books apply to almost all other creative endeavors as well. And none of the books that we're going to talk about today were specifically written towards photographers, except for one little bonus book in the end. The first book that I want to talk about is Company of One by Paul Jarvis. For me, this book has hit the mark so much that it is actually the only book I have ever read twice. Like the title implies, this book is about how you can become the best one-person business or company of one that you can possibly be. One of the main reasons this book resonated with me is that Paul Jarvis takes a stand for not growing your business just for the sake of growing it. And that you don't always have to add more, like more clients, adding employees or more products to your business to make it work. But instead, you can find smart ways to add more value to the work that you're already doing for the clients that you already have. And he tells us what measures we as one-person businesses can take to communicate one to many through things like automation, for example. The second book is Show Your Work by Kleon. Now, don't get fooled by the fact that this book is tiny, because this is one of the things that makes the book so great. There is actually zero fluff in this book, which I absolutely love. The main narrative of the book is that the great problem that all artists face is not creating amazing work, but getting your work noticed. And the main solution that Kleon provides in the book is that you just have to keep showing your work relentlessly, without thinking too much about it. Now, I have to admit that this doesn't really sound like anything groundbreaking, but just trust me when I tell you that this book covers all the struggles, challenges, worries and thoughts that you might face when it comes to sharing your work online. One of my favorite quotes from the book is, "You can't count on success. You can only leave open the possibility for it and be ready to jump on it and take a ride when it comes for you." All I can say is that this book really helped my mindset when it comes to sharing my work online. The third book is Your Head is a Houseboat by Campbell Walker, who some of you might know by his YouTube name, Struthless. Now, I think the best way to describe this book is that it is a children's book, but for adults. The book is an unconventional, easy to digest approach to mental health, and it uses illustrations and metaphors to explain different mental health issues and to give guidance on how to overcome or deal with these issues. Now, aside from the absolutely stunning illustrations by Cam, the reason this book struck a chord with me is that even though it's written in a very non-scientific way, Cam managed to write this book as if he was pulling thoughts directly from my mind. While reading this book, I literally sat there multiple times saying to myself, damn, no one's ever managed to depict my thoughts and struggles this accurately. I honestly think that throughout my whole creative career, I have never felt as understood as I felt while reading Your Head is a Houseboat. So I definitely recommend this to anyone who ever struggles with mental health issues. Not even just creatives, but just any person in general. The fourth book is Craftsman Creative by Daren Smith. Now, the notion that prefaces this book is that there are two types of people running businesses: the contractor and the craftsman. And oversimplified, the main difference between the two is that the contractor spends most of their time working in their business. The craftsman, on the other hand, also spends a lot of their time working on their business and therefore ends up being way more successful. The whole book leans heavily into the narrative that a lot of people in the creative industry get stuck in this sort of starving artist lifestyle because they fail to be actual business people. Now, I get it, they want to be creatives and do creative stuff. That's why they picked this career in the first place, because they don't want to do corporate salesy stuff. However, this is why most creatives fail. And I do have to admit that it took me quite a while to understand where you actually go wrong with this mindset. My favorite quote from the book has to be, "A business without marketing is like a person winking in the dark. Only they know they're doing it." Now, all of this sounds like Daren is just another guy that wants to tell you all the secrets that you need to make hundreds of thousands of dollars with your creative business. But it's actually quite the opposite. The book is absolutely packed with actionable advice that will immediately help you improve the way you're handling your creative business. And I'm not talking about stuff like build an email list and then just sell a product to your audience. I'm talking easy to understand tips and actions, like how to be profitable from the beginning, how to structure services that clients actually need, and how to sell them. And he also gives real-world examples on how to handle the financial side of things. The fifth book is This is Marketing by Seth Godin. Now, when I picked up this book, I honestly wasn't expecting too much. It was my first book by Seth Godin, and since marketing is such a fluffy term and I didn't know who he was, I was honestly expecting a salesy guy telling me how to sell as much stuff as possible using witty marketing techniques. But let me tell you, the book is far from it. The main narrative of the book is that all you ever need to be good at marketing is to truly see and understand the people that you want to market to. If you constantly invest into the people that you seek to bring value to, they will empathize with you. And that's really all you ever need when it comes to marketing and making sales. My favorite quote from the book has to be, "It does not make sense to make a key and then go around looking for a lock to open. The only productive solution is looking for a lock that you want to open and then go and make the right key for it." The book is packed with knowledge that helps you to understand the psychology behind getting people involved in what you do, and actionable advice on things that you can implement in your business to set you up for success. Now, to finish things off, I have 2 additional books for my German subscribers that are sadly not available in English yet. The first book is Nur wer sichtbar ist, findet auch statt by Tijen Onaran. The main concept of the book is that we live in a day and age where if you don't have a proper online presence, you basically don't exist. And what Tijen does in the book is debunking the notion that personal branding is some sort of narcissistic practice and why it is important that you take control over how people see you. The second book is Erfolg im Fotobusiness by Silke Güldner, which I sadly don't have on me right now because I gave it to a friend of mine who is a fellow photographer. Now, even though I do think the cover and title of the book make it seem like it is some sort of old-fashioned, not at all up-to-date advice on how to become a successful photographer, that is not at all the case. The book is actually by far the best and most realistic advice on how to become a successful, real photographer in a time where 90% of all photographers' business is basically taking Instagram photos for people and brands. So if you want to build a career of taking serious photographs that serve more purpose than to just be viewed on a tiny screen and then being washed away by the algorithm 48 hours later, this book is a must read for you. And there you have it. These were my top 5 or 7 books that actually helped me improve my creative career and hopefully will help you too. I will link all the books down in the description. If you enjoyed the video, I would really appreciate it if you considered subscribing to my channel, as it helps me out a lot. Now go tell somebody you love them and see you in the next one.